Welcome, 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 welcome. We'll give everybody a chance to get all signed in here today. Welcome, welcome. Happy National Nutrition Month. We are so excited to have you signed on with us here today. We'll give everybody just a moment. Awesome. All right, welcome. Beautiful. Happy National Nutrition Month from SnapEd New York. We're very excited to have you here with us today at noon for Tasty Tuesday, Strawberry Sensation. So it is National Nutrition Month and we are celebrating. My name is Erica Dahl. I am a SnapEd nutrition educator here in the Hudson Valley.
And good afternoon, everybody. It's also the first day of spring, so thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful, crisp spring day. My name is Jo Kiocho, and I am also a SnapEd nutrition educator in the Hudson Valley.
Beautiful. So not only is it National Nutrition Month and the first day of spring, but it is also Agriculture Literacy Week this week,
Yes, it is.
So Agriculture Literacy Week is, if you have a kiddo at home, you may have heard that a gardener or a farmer has gone to their classroom this week and read to them a book called I Love Strawberries by Shannon Anderson. So we got inspired.
Yeah.
Right? We got inspired. So we wanted to make some delicious strawberry recipes with you today. And also because it's National Nutrition Month, we wanted to make sure that all of the food groups were represented today.
That's right. And this month's theme is actually Beyond the Table. So we did want to connect it to some of the beautiful farms that are growing our food here in the Hudson Valley. Our two recipes will include lots of strawberries. The first one is strawberries, white bean, and edamame salad. And the second one is a super simple, you can do it at home, crunchy berry parfait.
Love it.
Yeah. Should be delicious.
All right. Shall we get started?
Let's do it.
All right, beautiful. And as we talk through it, we're going to talk about how every food that we use today fits into the My Plate. So one of the 5 food groups on the My Plate. So as a reminder, the food groups are fruit, vegetables, grains, protein, and dairy. So some of us, I'm aging myself a little bit here, Jo, but some of us grew up with a food pyramid.
That's right.
Food pyramid is no more. Now we have this beautiful My Plate, right? So we are going to talk. It
was very confusing. Nobody eats in pyramid shape.
Nobody eats in pyramid shape. I agree. So we're going to talk about how all of the ingredients fit into the My Plate today as we chat through these recipes. Sound good?
Sounds great.
All right, let's jump in. So let's start with our salad recipe.
Let's do the salad.
Okay. First ingredient. Yes, edamame?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, edamame. So we went with frozen edamame. So it is a shelled edamame. So edamame is actually a soybean. And the reason that we went with shelled, and shelled just means it's not in the little pods. Edamame is in the vegetable and protein category. So it counts for both. And I will hand that to you, ma'am.
Do about 1.5 cups. And just don't forget when you're cooking, start with washing your hands. Of course, Erica and I started with that before we went on screen. So about 1.5 cups is what we're gonna do here.
Absolutely. And so you can follow along with the recipe on your screen, or we are gonna link it down below. We'll link both of the recipes for you as well on the snapedny.org website, where you can check out these and other recipes. All right, next. And I love we bought the frozen, Jo, because this is a great way. We're not wasting anything. We're able to put our leftovers just back in the freezer.
That's right.
Right, we can seal it back up again. No food waste here, which is fantastic. And it's pretty inexpensive. Frozen veggies are a great way to save some money. Yeah?
Saving time and money. It's ready to go.
Beautiful. Alrighty, and with this, we just were able to thaw out exactly what we needed, right? So, love that. All right, our next ingredient, I know we have them over here,
right?
is white beans. So, when we buy our canned beans, now, I went with canned beans, Jo, maybe you're one of those people who are a good planner and do the dry beans and you soak them and
I don't have it together.
You don't have it together?
That's not me.
Okay.
That's not me.
So I love a good canned bean. It's a great way to save time. But I do look for the low sodium or no salt added canned beans. They are also in the vegetable or protein category because they are loaded with fiber, and they also are a great source of protein, so you get your bang for your buck with canned beans. Save time and save money, very convenient, but make sure you're looking for the low sodium so we can make them as heart healthy as possible.
And of course, if you can't find the low sodium or no sodium, make sure you're rinsing out just to get some of that salt out of there.
Absolutely, and that's really simple. We just put it in a strainer, rinsed it under water, right?
That's right.
Right. And what's great about this is the low sodium and no salt added canned beans, same price on the same shelf. You just have to just look for them, right? So you're not spending any more money, but you are doing something that's very heart healthy. Alrighty,
I think our next job is the onion.
sounds good.
We have it asks for about a half a cup of red onions. So this size is about a cup. So just keep that in mind. If you don't have a measuring cup, about your fist. So we just need about half a fist size. I have my compost bowl here, right? We want to make sure we're taking care of the environment while we eat. Let me go ahead and give that a chop. And if you want to save time, you can go ahead and chop that whole onion, even if you don't plan on using it in this recipe, just so that you can have it ready for the next recipe, right? Save time. And I guess there's less tears too. No tears for later.
I agree. I am a fan. Anytime that you can save the effort of chop once and eat the thing twice, I am all about. I learned this year actually how easy it is to freeze onions. You can coarsely chop it. You can put it in a freezer bag. Again, look for the bags that actually say freezer on them. Squeeze the air out, label it, and you can pop it in your freezer and have chopped onions for the next time you make a dish. And onions add a lot of beautiful flavor to a dish.
That's right.
Without having to add any more salt or those seasonings that have a lot of sodium in them. So onions are a great way to do that. It smells really good in here now, right?
Right, great way to flavor your foods using fresh veggies, especially part of our onion family or the allium family, right? Garlic, green chives, onions, all of those great flavors to reduce the sodium in your food.
Absolutely. Our recipe calls for fresh basil. However, fresh basil is not always available. I found this a lightly dried basil, but you could even use plain dried basil, or you could use the fresh stuff, whatever you can get your hands on. So I have this dried basil today, so we're going to use a little bit of this, if that's okay with you, Joe.
That's perfect.
Beautiful.
That's perfect.
Okay, so you can add it to taste. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of it.
When you're
could go
using,
lighter.
oh, I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
When you're using dried herbs, you want to make sure you go rule of thumb, about a third of what the fresh would be. So for 2 tablespoons, I'll go with like half a teaspoon, a little bit more. Perfect. And then you could save the rest of the basil, right? No waste again. Sometimes your basil leaves may get old and you can't use them, but if you have the dried basil ready to go, then you're saving some money.
Perfect. Alrighty. Our next ingredient is our feta. So our feta cheese, right, is our crumbly cheese, which is fantastic. Sometimes you can get it in more of a brick form and you can break it up yourself. Just go whatever is least expensive, right? With the feta, what you want to look for is your fat-free or your low-fat option. Whenever we go with a food from our dairy group, when you can, what you want to do is look for the non-fat or the low-fat choice. It's a great way to cut calories and still get that calcium and vitamin D that the food from the dairy group really provides for your bones and your health. So
Thank you. So we're going to use about a half a cup of feta. So don't forget, no fat or low fat options, lots of calcium, lots of D in our dairy, making sure we get that all throughout our life. We need the calcium and the D.
yeah, and I love it because it does have a strong flavor to it, right? And you can add as much or as little to taste, right?
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. All right. Now we put this over our spinach.
Right, so we have the spinach here. Pre-washed is always great, right? Again, saving time. Money's time, right? So
Money
time
is
is money.
time.
So we gotta make sure we have enough time when you're busy coming home from work, you want to make a quick, easy meal. So we're going to put that kind of like the bed of the salad. About 2 cups worth. Let's do a little bit more there. Add a little bit more. And then I think we're ready for the dressing.
Yeah, and you could really use any dark leafy green that's on sale as well. And it is in the vegetable, group. Oh my
That's right.
goodness.
That's
It's
vegetable.
in the vegetable group. It's a great way to make sure that half of your plate is fruits and veggies every day. A salad for lunch is a great way to do that.
Oh, I forgot to mention that dark leafy greens also have lots of calcium in it. So getting your calcium from other sources other than dairy.
Yeah, beautiful. A little extra kick of calcium.
That's right.
All right, so shall we do the dressing?
Let's do it.
All right, sounds good. All right, I will get a whisk. Do you have a little bowl over there?
Yes, I have a bowl.
Okay, so making your own salad dressing at home can be a really simple way to ensure that you know everything that's in it, right? And make sure that you're choosing the healthiest fats and flavoring it without adding a lot of extra stuff to it. So it's really simple, very few ingredients, and some you might already have on hand in your house, which is fantastic. So let's get started. What do you think? We'll do the olive oil.
Let's go olive oil
Okay.
first. That's going to be about 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil.
So we're going extra virgin olive oil. So extra virgin olive oil is a great thing to do if you're going to not heat it up, right? And it is a liquid at room temperature fat, which means it is an unsaturated fat, which is a good for you fat.
That's right. We need fats in our diets, actually, right? Makes our hair, our skin, our nails, everything in our body. So important to get your good fats in.
Absolutely. All right, our next ingredient is our balsamic vinegar.
All
Right, our balsamic.
Thank you. About a couple tablespoons of that. I like to measure everything out, but for you chefs at home, you can likely eyeball pretty easily. It's usually a 2-to-1 ratio of the oil to vinegar.
Beautiful. Alrighty, and then we need apple juice. Now, the apple juice is to give it a little bit of sweetness. That being said, when you buy juice of any kind, whether it's to drink, whether it's an ingredient, you really want to look for 100% juice. Sometimes fruit juices can be tricky. They can label themselves as a fruit drink or a fruit beverage, not truly juice. And some of them even get a little trickier and they'll say 100% vitamin C instead of 100% juice. So you want to make sure on the label that they do say 100% juice. So we are going to go with, I think, about a 1/4 cup
That's right.
of the apple juice, and it is 100% juice, to add a little bit of sweetness to our salad dressing.
Perfect.
There's a giant container of apple juice.
Well, we can drink it for later, right? We got to
Yeah.
get 2 cups of fruits in servings a day, so you can do that through 100% juice.
Absolutely. All right, and then we want a little bit of salt and pepper. So our little salt and pepper, and we can do that to taste.
Yeah. So I'm just going to do a little pinch, 1/4 teaspoon about, and some pepper. So friends, just to let you know, keep in mind that the maximum amount of salt you should be having a day is about 1/2 teaspoon. Don't kill the messenger. And then if you have any heart conditions, things like that, it's a lot less than that. So keep that in mind. Flavor with your fruits and vegetables and use less sodium.
Alrighty, Joe, the star of our show today. Our strawberries. We did go with fresh strawberries today, but of course you can always use frozen. Strawberries are within our food group, and they smell amazing. As the first day of spring, we are going to start seeing strawberries more and more. So we're going to slice those up. And if you want some fun facts about strawberries, not only can you read our awesome Ag Lit book, again, I love strawberries, but we do have a fun tip sheet about strawberries that we will link down below, and you can get all sorts of fun facts about strawberries. So we're going to cut up all of these strawberries, some that we're going to use for this recipe, and some that we're going to use for the next recipe that we're going to share with you in a moment. So,
Erica, what did one strawberry say to the other strawberry?
I don't know.
If you weren't so sweet, you wouldn't be in this jam. I thought I'd share that joke with you today.
Thanks, Joe. That was worth waiting for.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
I know.
that was worth the wait. Thank you. We love fun facts and jokes here in the Hudson Valley.
So what's amazing is that although we get most of our strawberries in the United States from California, New York State actually does grow a lot of strawberries. So I wonder who in New York State, if you're listening today, who has gone strawberry picking before? There are so many farms out here that grow beautiful strawberries for us. Come June, July, it should be ready for picking. And we are so excited because they are so delicious right around when they're ripe. They start probably coming in New York around May, really, but June and July is when you could usually go pick them.
Yeah, and don't be shy. Tag your favorite strawberry you pick farm down below. That's always fun. We love to connect
Ooh, good idea.
with those local farms where folks are going and picking their own strawberries. Or if you grow some in your backyard, tell us below in the chat about what your favorite strawberry recipes are. Also, and then did you know that about 8 large strawberries is a cup of strawberries?
Amazing.
Yep. So about 8 large strawberries equals a cup of strawberries. All right. Do we think that's about?
Probably good for the salad.
It's probably good for the salad, and then the rest we'll save for our parfait.
Yeah.
Let's see. I have these little other cups that we
Ooh.
might be able to.
Who knows how many seeds the average strawberry has? Put it in the chat if you know how many seeds a strawberry has.
Take a guess. Let's see. How many seeds do you think the average strawberry has? Take a guess.
Is it 2? Is it 5? Is it 100? Is it 800? What do you think?
I'm going to guess 100. Is it
Good
100?
guess. Close, very close. It's about 200 on average.
Oh, that's close,
Well,
Joe.
you're 100 close.
Okay. Well, I was half. So 200 seeds in a strawberry?
On average.
That's a lot of seeds. Beautiful. So that's a lot of fiber.
That
Which
is
is
a lot.
fantastic.
Right.
So fiber is great for our gut. It helps to feed the good bacteria that's in our gut, and it helps to manage the sugar that's in those strawberries, which is fantastic, right? So that's also the benefit of all of the foods in our fruit and vegetable food groups. So we really want to make sure that half of our plate is fruits and vegetables for that reason, and that the salad is a great thing that helps us be able to do that. Alrighty.
Shall we judge the dressing and
Should we give it a zhuzh?
give
All
it a
right.
judge?
We're going to give it a zhuzh. A little whisk. We can use a fork, too. If you don't want to get all business with your whisk. All right.
Great.
Are we going to put it all together in a bowl here?
Let's do it.
Is that what we're going to do?
I'm gonna put it all over our salad here and mix it around.
On that? Or are we going to?
We're gonna do it here and then we'll pile it on there.
Beautiful. Okay. So we're going to put it, all of it?
Do it.
Okay.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Okay. Oh my gosh, that looks amazing. All right. Let's see. Go for it.
Fantastic. Now I'm gonna just mix this up here. And then I've laid out, thank you, that would be helpful. I've laid out the spinach on this bed here. Thank you. Fantastic.
Oh, there we go. Oh my
Lots
goodness.
of
Look at
different
the
color
colors.
going on here.
Can I flip that toward our camera so that we can see it? All right, let's see. So we have all kinds of colors. It's so important to eat the rainbow, right?
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
When you're all ready, you can plate it right on top of your spinach, on your bed of spinach. Sleepy waiting for us to get dressed here. There you go. And
So-
that's your finished salad.
That's your finished salad. So we have our edamame and our white beans from our vegetable and protein. We have our spinach from our vegetable category. We have our strawberries from our fruit. We have our onions from our vegetables, and we have our feta from our dairy. If you wanted to, you could also add like a whole grain to this and make it a little bit more
Good idea.
heavy, like
Yeah.
with a dinner.
Some brown rice, some
Mm-hmm.
quinoa. These are all great options to add some grains, whole grains to your salad and make it more fiberful
Mm-hmm.
and more flavorful too.
Absolutely. And because we do want to make sure that we are balancing our lunch and we want to include all of the 5 food groups today, we are going to make a kid favorite in my house especially.
Absolutely.
We are going to make a berry parfait. which is our next recipe. And we will link the recipe down below. And what I love about this recipe is you can use whatever fruits that you happen to have in your house, and you can even get creative a little bit with the grains. So today we are going to use a fat-free, non-flavored yogurt, so plain yogurt that is fat-free, because we are going to put our own fruit in it, and we are going to add a little bit of grains to it. So it's going to give it a flavor and a texture without buying yogurt that has a lot of added sugar in it. Sometimes the yogurts that we get that are already pre-fruited and things like that do have a lot of sugar that's added to it. This gives us a chance again to control what's in what we are eating, and this is in the dairy group.
Love it.
Yep. Again, calcium, vitamin D, and we're going with that low-fat option.
That's right. And always a good idea. I like that you bought the bigger container because you could use this for other recipes, right? So you could actually add it. You can make a salad dressing with the non-fat yogurt.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah. And all sorts of other sweet treats other than the parfait. So super easy to put this together. In fact, I invite you to invite your kids to help when making these recipes, because especially if you have some picky eaters at home, usually from what I've learned, if you have a kid participate in making food, if they're growing it, seeding it, watering it, chopping it, or just putting it together, they will most likely try it. So this is an easy one for the kids to try.
Yeah, absolutely. And also it's colorful, it's fun, depending upon what fruits that you decide to use.
Right, yeah.
It can be really exciting. So we're going to use strawberries today, again, because it's sensational.
And we have some
Strawberry
leftover.
Sensation Tuesday. We have some leftover. Hate to see that happen, right?
Yeah.
Cannot let it go to waste. And then we are going to use a whole grain cereal option. You could use a granola if you have it and wanted to do that. But we happen to have a whole grain cereal that adds a beautiful crunchy texture. And again, saves you a little bit of money. This is a little less than the bag of granola was at the store, which is fantastic. And it still provides all of that fiber, right?
That's right. Yeah, easy peasy. And the recipe does call for blueberries and strawberries, but use whatever fruits you have at home, right? Whatever is you have on hand, get your health in there, get your fruit servings in there. And strawberries alone without the blueberries are just as good.
Beautiful. And just a note, when you are picking out a whole grain at the grocery store, sometimes it can be confusing to figure out what is an actual whole grain item versus what is maybe multigrain, or maybe they have just dyed a little bit brown to make it look like a health food. It can be wild out there, and it can be a little confusing. So to help make it a little bit easier, look for the whole grain badge. So you see it on the screen here. You can look for made with 100% whole grain, or you want the first ingredient on the list to say the word whole in it. And then you will know that it is a whole grain product, right? And you won't be fooled by the confusion of the label. So I love that little yellow
Yeah,
badge
that's right.
that can help make
Let
an
you know.
informed consumer,
That's right.
right?
Read your labels.
Read your labels. So our strawberry and edamame salad and our beautiful berry parfait.
Lovely.
Lovely.
And all the food groups.
All the food groups.
Fantastic. And even using some strawberries from our lovely farms. Season's coming. Go get yourself some strawberries.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And we do have some time for questions, but before you go, please make sure that you tune in next Tuesday when our friends from the Northwest region put a little bean-inspiration in your day. They're going to do an amazing chickpea popper recipe, which is a delicious, healthy snack. And they're going to talk about how to eat with the environment in mind and how they celebrate National Nutrition Month by going beyond the table. Now, we would love to be able to answer some of your questions if you pop them in the chat box. We have some awesome and amazing folks in the room here today who are handing us our questions that are in the chat box. All right. So let's see. We have, can tofu be used in the salad recipe to make it vegan?
Oh, well, it is a vegan source. I would be able to use tofu. If you like the flavor of tofu, that's a great idea. Especially since our soybeans actually is what tofu is made of. So you could use either one, vegan, vegetarian, and also full of protein. So that's a great idea. I love it.
Yeah. And I would actually, if I was going to use tofu, I would probably marinate the tofu in the dressing for a little while
Great idea.
before just tossing it on top. And I would probably make sure I was using the extra firm tofu.
Yeah.
The trick that I use with tofu is making sure that it's the moisture's all out of it.
Yep.
If I'm going to toss
Absolutely.
it on top of a salad.
Yes.
So yeah, love that idea. Add a
Great
little
idea.
protein to it.
Yeah.
Any tips to help prevent strawberries from going bad?
Ooh, that's a great question. Well, I think my go-to is if I'm not using it after a couple days, I'll probably just chop them up and freeze them.
And the other thing that I want to say is you can always buy frozen strawberries too. Frozen is a great way to save money, avoid food waste. And when you're using them in a salad, you can, take them out a little bit early, thaw them out in the fridge. And if you're thinking that your strawberries might be like on that verge of like, I've got one more day with them, chop them up and throw them in your water. They're a great way to flavor your water as well, and give it just a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of color, and make your water a little bit more appealing. So
Hope that helped. I'd also eat them to prevent them from going bad.
that's a good idea.
That's my tip.
Love it. Is it okay to wash strawberries with vinegar or just water?
So I have heard that vinegar takes off some of the bacteria on the skin. So if you feel like that's necessary, I wouldn't. The thing is, I probably wouldn't soak it, right? Strawberries are very soft, and so some of that flavor may actually soak into the strawberry. If you like vinegar-covered strawberries, by all means. But otherwise, I think water is probably sufficient.
All right. And this one is interesting. Can I freeze yogurt?
Can
I freeze yogurt?
Great question.
I do feel like it might change the texture of it. I personally have never tried to freeze yogurt, as in like a big container of yogurt like this.
Yeah, I don't know if I have either. That's a really great question.
But what I have done is I have put on parchment paper on a cooking sheet, and I have done drops of yogurt and put a blueberry on each, and they're like frozen yogurt poppers, and they freeze really fast, and that's good. But I'm not sure. So
About a whole container.
I'm going to look that up, and I will comment in the chat box after this. So check back in a little while, and I will have a more in-depth response for you about that question. Alrighty.
Great questions.
I think that is all of the questions that we have, but if you are joining us later, you can put your questions in the chat box, and we will do our best to return and answer any of those questions that you have. And we thank you so much for joining us today to celebrate National Nutrition Month. Again, join us next Tuesday at noon with our friends from the Northwest region to put a little beanspiration in your day. And we hope you enjoy your Tasty Tuesday with a strawberry sensation. Have a
Happy
great
spring.
day.